Hello, this is Stephen Childs, creator of Team Fairness and the Church of Fairness, author of the World Fairness Agreement. I'm just another cog in the wheel, you know? So I feel like I've done what I came here to do. And it continues. I came here to write this. The conflict between religions and governments can be solved with the World Fairness Agreement, with Team Fairness, and Church of Fairness. The present religions are entrenched in beliefs that are not fair to other religions. Obviously, the beliefs of people will need to change. We will have to convince them to compromise their beliefs to some degree. We don't want to get rid of any existing systems of government or religions. In the USA, we want a constitutional amendment. We want the Law of Fairness Amendment. The foundation of all systems of government and religions must be that no one can be done wrong by anyone. It is a violation of the law of fairness when the government, religion, or a group or individual does someone else wrong. We don't prosecute, we teach. Basically, it is peer pressure that enforces the law of fairness. We want a revolution within our own hearts and minds only. The world will change from this inner change. When we change, the world changes. Have you ever heard that one? Be the change you want to see in the world. Have you ever heard that one? I quote, Copilot AI. The quote, be the change you want to see in the world, is often attributed to Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of India's nonviolent independence movement. While the exact wording may not be found in his writings, it captures the essence of his philosophy and actions. Gandhi emphasized personal responsibility and living by example as a means to inspire broader societal change. It's a powerful and timeless sentiment, isn't it? It is our belief, that's the end of the quote. That was from Copilot. It is our belief that everyone is responsible to end the insanity of being unfair to others. So I'm going to make some comments about what I wrote. This insanity of being unfair to others. It's kind of like Alcoholics Anonymous. When you realize that you can't stop drinking, you need help. You can't do everything yourself. You need help. Your team can't do everything. It needs help. So the only solution is a bigger and bigger unity, a bigger and bigger more power, until we arrive at we're the whole thing. Now we're the whole thing. Now there's not another team, there's only one team. Us. So when you realize that you're drinking, what you're doing is harming other people, it's harming yourself. The Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous says this has to be some kind of insanity to do something that is unquestionably crazy to be doing it. Look what we're doing it to the world with this build into our system to greed, selfishness, denial of truth about what we're doing. It's us that needs to change. See, it's us that's the problem. It's not something else. It's us. There's only us. That's all there is. So, we get help from a higher power, higher self, God. So, I've explained the concept of two aspects of God. The first aspect being mindless, cause of creation. And then, like the Rig Veda says, creation created the gods. And the one might not even know where creation came from. So the Church of Fairness is the first religion that uses scientific evidence as its basis to find what truth is, along with the inner truth from mythological stories and fiction novels. Wherever you find inner truth, that's also truth. And it's stuff that can't be measured. It's in the realm that science can't, at this point, can't really experiment or test it, because there's nothing to measure. You can't measure a thought so far. So, what I suggest is that we have like a hotline, a fairness line, that people can call. This is the peer pressure thing to stop the unfairness. So a person calls up and says that the people at his church school, young kid, is being picked on, and they're telling him stuff that he has to believe or he's going to go to hell. And so we have this new world of fairness set up. So he calls and makes this complaint. They're not being fair to me, the people at the church and the church. I don't like it, and I want some help. So we're going to get all the religions to agree to the World Fairness Agreement. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to get all the governments to agree with the World Fairness Agreement. So the church has already agreed to it, and we don't practice anything that is unfair to others. So a church telling a kid he's going to burn in hell, that's got to stop. So it's like I said, we will have to convince them to compromise their beliefs to some degree. I grew up in the LDS religion. When I was young, Ervil LeBaron was on the news for blood atonement murders. Recently, I heard on Cults to Consciousness a video on YouTube. Two of his daughters were talking how they got free of that cult. It's an offshoot of Mormonism. The blood atonement came from the Mormon religion, from the writings of Joseph Smith or whomever. Basically, it's a threat. If you stop believing in this religion, you have to die. Your blood has to be spilled to atone for, they call it atonement. It's not even what the word means, at one-ment. So the Church of Fairness has the two aspect God. First aspect, it's like atheism. There's no mind there. From that mindlessness, minds evolve through biological evolution. Now we have an emergent God that's conscious, and it's becoming more aware of things, and it's becoming more and more powerful to make changes from intention, from choice, to intervene in people's lives. So the humans evolved here when? Yesterday? No, they say our life started like 4.5 billion years ago, and they think the DNA probably came from an asteroid, from a planet that maybe started 10 billion years ago. So you got 5 billion years of progress for the species that made their World Fairness Agreement, and they didn't kill each other, and they agreed to not do others wrong, like the Wiccans. Do what you want and don't do anyone wrong. So they're still here, and guess who's inspiring the humans on planet Earth with visions? Them. We've called them God forever. God. Have a great day.